Woman's menstruation cycle is directly connected with the moon, and your muscles and bones are directly connected with sun. The metabolism, the basal metabolic rate is directly connected with sun, and all the endocrine juices, the enzymes, the hormones, they're directly connected to moon. See, in old days, people had the ability and they had the power of restraint, and they won't indulge in sex every day and night. If you read Puranas, then Puranas are talking about even kings, that kings would go to a jungle, a forest, and stay there and do his sadhana so that he can have a good offspring, a good son or a good daughter. So they would go through that restraint cycle, and sex was not used as an extracurricular activity. Sex was considered very sacred, because the possibility of conception is there, and some new being will get a body. If the semen and the egg would meet, the conception, if would happen. So sex was not a recreational activity as it has become now. All these things interfere into the system. And that is why we have a very high percentage of women who have hormonal issues. And when I'm saying hormonal issue, it is not just the hormonal imbalance, it will be also of hyperthyroid or having a hypothyroid. Thyroid is functioning more or less. Then people are having adrenal issues. They have given this name, adrenal exhaustion. In Ayurvedic text, I one time tried to look into all the old text which we have. There is no mentioning of this kind of exhaustion. This is a new disease which these modern doctors have concocted. This name, adrenaline exhaustion. And for that, then again, they are pumping up some more hormonal drugs. So it is advised that be in sync with the nature. Don't go against it. That is why whenever a solar eclipse or a moon eclipse happens, yes, it is a nature feature, it's just a natural phenomenon happening in the heavenly bodies, but actually they have a connection to our body and mind too. And that is why it is advised in Ayurvedic scriptures and also by the mythological scriptures that whenever these kind of eclipses happen, don't eat anything, and for that particular time, possibly then sit down and meditate, because nature is going through huge change. And there are very, very strong explosions happening in sun, like millions of atom bombs are exploding in the sun. Can you imagine the amount of energy which is getting released from there? And then the eclipse happens. So some change is going to happen. So these changes are very subtle. So for an eye to see, you won't find any change at all. But these are very subtle changes, and it affects the body and it also affects the mind. And so the Indian tradition is that for that particular time, stay indoors, and better that you read something, meditate, sit. It's not that it's like a bomb will hit you and you will die. No, nothing like that. You can have the safety of the glasses and you can, watch if you wish to watch. I have nothing against that. It's good. At least people are getting interested in an eclipse also. Otherwise, they are only interested in what is the next Hollywood feature film coming, which is the next song which is happening, which is the chartbuster song. So now for a change, they're looking for an eclipse. What is that? So they want to see. It's okay. So the Sandhi Kal, coming back to the Sandhi Kal, it is advised that if possible, then one should meditate at that time. If not more, then 21 cycles of Nadi Shodhan Pranayam should be done at that Sandhi Kal. And also, if possible, then one should do mantra jap at that Sandhi Kal. तो सुबह का जो ब्रह्म मुहूर्त का समय है वो, और जो शाम जब सूर्य अस्त होता है वो, इन दो वक्त में अगर आप बैठ के प्राणायाम करते हैं, अगर आप कुछ साधना करते हैं, तो आपके शरीर को भी उसका लाभ मिलता है और आपके मन को भी उसका बहुत लाभ मिलता है। ऐसे तो आदमी भागा फिरता है ना, तो कम से कम ये दो समय एक नियम की तरह जब आता है, तो सुबह उठने के लिए जल्दी तुम्हें रात जल्दी सोना होगा, और शाम की संध्या अगर करनी है तो उसके लिए आपको आपका सब शेड्यूल जो है काम काज का, ट्रैवलिंग का, उस हिसाब से बनाना होगा कि तुम उस वक्त में बैठ सको। दोनों समय कोई करे तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, नहीं तो एक समय भी करे, अगर सुबह का करे तो वो सबसे उत्तम होता है। ब्रह्म मुहूर्त को ही हम पंजाबी भाषा में अमृत वेला कहते हैं। ओके, अमृत वेला माने टाइम, अमृत मीन्स नेक्टर, अ टाइम व्हेन द नेक्टर इज गेटिंग सीक्रेटेड फ्रॉम द नेचर। सो अगर उस समय पर बैठ कर के साधना कर सके तो आप खुद जब करेंगे तो इसका फर्क तो महसूस करोगे, क्योंकि ये चीजें सुनने की नहीं है, ये चीजें करने की हैं। आप अगर करेंगे तो आपको महसूस हो जाएगा, क्लियर हो जाएगा। आप नहीं करेंगे तो आपको पता नहीं क्या बोलते रहते, संधि कुछ कर रहे थे, पता नहीं कौन सी संधि करनी है। संधि मीन्स एग्रीमेंट ऑल्सो। When two fighting factions are made to sit on a table, the agreement is also called sandhi. So your mind is fighting with you, so you make him sit down, don't fight with me, let's be friends. So sitting in a meditative posture. Now one thing more, I have seen some people said to me that, oh, it's so tough to sit straight. And we are enjoying when we are sitting with you doing pranayam, but then our body is hurting, and then the body takes away the peace which we were getting. For that, the only thing which I can advise, see, either go easy way and buy that beach chair, which usually many people do. Then they sit like this. When you keep on sitting like this, meaning leaning onto the chair, you will never ever be able to strengthen your spine or the muscles of the back. And you are as young your spine is. After this session, just sit by the wall or any chair, sit like this, leaning onto chair, and try to take a long deep breath. 3-4 breathing breaths like this. Then move away from the back, no support to the back, and then take a breath. You can find it yourself that you breathe better, longer, and deeper when your back is not restrained. The lungs need to expand and your back is being blocked by the chair. So when your lungs have no space to expand, your breath will be shallow. When your breath will be shallow, the amount of air going in is less, means the amount of oxygen going in is less, means the amount of oxygen hitting the brain is less. No wonder people are so stupid around us. No wonder. People are so stupid. So keeping our spine away from any leanings is very important. So it's not that, no, that I am talking just about here, I am talking about your home also. I know initially it will hurt because your lumbar region is so weak. The muscles are so weak. So everybody is complaining about pain, 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 pain. If you don't want pain, then get yogic pain. Meaning the pain which you get in asana is a pain which will protect you from all pains. So better choose a better pain. Swami Buaji used to say this, torture the body. While doing asana, if somebody would complain, and he would say, torture the body. And his famous statement was, those bodies who rest will rust. The bodies which rest will rust. So don't rest. Move it, keep moving it, walking, working and sitting on floor. Now what happens is, in home you are either on a sofa, you go to office, then you are on a chair. You sit in a car, you are in a seat. Even when you go to poop, there is a back seat. Right? Only if you could go the Indian way, on your feet, knees with your chest, elbows here. Yeah, you can hold the phone and take a selfie. I'm okay. Huh? Now what happens is, when your knees, these thighs are pressing against your abdomen, then all your colon is getting pressured and pushed. So the stool will move. It won't get stuck in the transverse colon. It won't get stuck in the ascending colon, and it will easily come down from the descending colon. But people don't do this much work also. They sit on that seat and read newspapers, read emails, read magazines, and somebody will say, I can only think when I am in potty. I can't even think. See, that's how the Western seat is, supporting your back. You people can't, you don't even know how to poop properly, what to say, live properly. So to strengthen your back, you need to be away from the sofa and chairs as much as you can. Initially few days it would hurt, but then do more Bhujanga Asana. Then do more Sarpa Asana, do more Marjari Asana. So all the series, once you can do this, then move on to Shalva Asana. Move on to leg raises while being in the supine position. When you are on back, do leg raises. When you are on stomach, do the leg raises. That will strengthen your lumbar area. Then you can sit so beautifully and comfortably for as long as you want. An important thing, when your spine is strong, your brain functions well, your blood pressure functions well, your heart beats properly, not going into arrhythmia. No, it cannot go. So doing your Nadi Shodhana Pranayama is as important. You can skip, a time, if you really deal with this body properly and nicely, a time would come, you will be medicine free. how much money you will save? And all the side effects of the medicines, you are saved from that too. But to sit and do your pranayama, you need to train your muscles properly. So that's the only option which you have. Because if you don't do asana and pranayama, then you will be left into taking allopathic medicines and then bearing the side effects of those medicines. And it's a very sad story then. Although asanas, in my opinion, should not be done just for sake of getting good health. Because asana is the step number 3 in the ladder of Raj Yoga, and the third ladder is, the asana is to progress you, help you to move on to the next step. The next step is pranayama, next step is dharana, the next step is dhyana, the next step is samadhi. So asanas are not meant for sick people. But when you practice asana, you can become sickness free. I would call side effects of doing asana. Side effects, or should I say, side benefits of doing asana. And the health will be in your own hands. You will sleep well, you will be anxiety free, your cholesterol will remain controlled, your digestion will be better, you won't be having anger issues. You know what happens is, when you are stretching, flexing, relaxing your muscles while doing asana, all your anger gets a window to go out. Hence, 45 minutes of asana practice is to be followed by Shavasana. And in Shavasana, when you are doing the relaxation, that is which charges you back, big way. When you have time and access, there is this beautiful relaxation conducted by Swami Buaji himself. Some student must have recorded, because Swamiji didn't allow anybody to record anything. So somebody must have sneaked and did it. But anyhow, we can at least see Swamiji speaking. It's in round about 8 minutes of recording. And just once you have done your asana, and just lie down and listen to how this great yogi guides you into the sheer peaceful relaxation, and how you get charged up by doing that. And this will help you in deepening up your pranayama practice, or sitting down practice, or sakshi, bhava, whatever sadhana or vipassana, whatever sadhana you wish to do. Asana and pranayama are the most important thing. Very, very important. Very, very. You can skip eating, but don't skip asana. मीठा मीठा दर्द है, ये आसनों का जो दर्द है ना, ये भी मीठा मीठा, और थोड़े दिन में वो भी सब खत्म हो जाता है, एकदम खत्म। इतना ही कह के वाणी को विश्राम। प्रश्न तुम्हारे अब कल ही लूंगी, तुमको तो फुर्सत ही नहीं नाचने से, मैं क्या करूं।